Now I'll hit record. There we go. I'm too big. Here, just a minute.
All right, so we're live. We're live.
We're
All
live,
right. Nice.
and I'm playing my Amazon named Ripley potion
Oh
spec.
wow. Oh wow. I did a lovely video today where she's on an airplane. Did you manage to see that?
Ray Ripley on an airplane. No, I saw you made a couple videos today.
Well, don't worry, you'll see it eventually, and you will enjoy it, I'm sure.
Okay.
So, I understand something made you want to have have an interesting talk. Something that I said might have interested you recently.
Oh, there's a bunch of things.
Um, I'm all cool, man. Just let me know where to start from.
Well, I have. Wait, actually, maybe I gotta put my Muslim thing back on. Just a minute. I can ask you about your love of Islam. Islam. Okay, so you can't see me right now, but I've actually got my shawl on. I got a big one on because I'm a real spiritual Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I guess you'll see it later. I'm gonna be clicking like crazy. Maybe I should just switch to fucking RuneScape, but I don't remember my damn password. I know what I can do. I'll just play my sorceress. That way I just hold down Inferno. Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm more of a frozen orb kind of guy.
Oh well, in Project Diablo 2, they buffed up a bunch of abilities that weren't all that good in the normal game.
Hmm. Oh, that's good. That's actually good.
Like, for example, the summoning necromancer, the summoners, the druid, um, and the necromancer are really good.
Because I remember trying it. I tried Project Diablo, but then it wasn't like a lot of changes. Now I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm not seeing any changes in the game. I think it was in the start or something.
Well, it's I think it runs at 60 frames per second rather than 30,
Ooh.
and then you got the mini map that's over in the corner, so you don't have to have it overlaid and blocking up the screen.
Well, yeah, but now they like added like new items and you set abilities. It's like different, right?
Yeah, yeah. Although with well, I have actually made three barbarians. They're all dead because I play hardcore,
Ooh.
and I just went with whirlwind spec. There's sort of other builds, but whirlwind's the only cool one. And with frenzy, you got to be clicking around too much. I like whirlwind; it's pretty chill. That's why I also like the inferno spec with the sorceress because I just have to hold right click and melt everything. Because right now my sorceress is level 85. The top end of inferno is 37,000.
Oh wow. Do you remember a little movie called Scorpion King
Oh yeah, with the rock. Yeah, I remember watching
with
that
The
at my
Rock?
friend's house.
And if you remember, The Rock was playing an Acadian, right?
An Acadian? Aren't they French?
It's like ancient Sumerians, that type of guys. Some guys called Acadians.
Oh, okay.
So there is a saying in the Bible about the shepherd knows its flock, and it turns out that the origin of that saying, where they stole it from, it was actually an Akkadian. It's like thousands of years ago. The Akkadians were talking about that, and
Ooh,
basically it was something about when you carry the sheep, you will know the weight. You will know your sheep when you're carrying them, and it's fascinating because you understand like when I'm doing like chemical extracts, it's like when I walk in a pharmacy and I look at the supplements, it's like okay, I know what they're doing, I know how it's done because I've done it. And I know what's good, what's shit. So now you know you're a sheep because you're a shepherd, you're a sheep, you know.
yeah. I almost got fucking killed by Bloodraven. That's who
Oh, blood.
killed my barbarian yesterday. Because the burial grounds is a level 85 area,
Right.
and Bloodraven killed me in about 3 seconds. I don't. Holy shit! She must have lots of fire resistance.
Oh, what level were you though?
I'm level 85, but I only
Oh,
my defense is less than 3,000.
I
And
something I got excited about the new Diablo the remake the HD.
yeah, they came with the warlock.
The oh really?
Yeah,
There's a new character.
yep,
Holy shit! Holy shit! I gotta try that shit. I don't want to give these fucking assholes money, man.
well, I heard this from somebody, but you might be able to download it. Apparently, the people from the Balkans don't pay for games anyways.
Yes, yes. Holy fuck! There's a water. Holy fuck! There's a whole new character. Oh wow! I gotta be a Warlock, man. I
Yeah,
always thought of myself as a necromancer, but Okay, okay. Wow. All right. So they added a new feature in one of the patches where it's like they have these up level zones. They only appear on Hell, only on
yeah,
like the
yeah.
late. Um, do you remember when we managed to crack the game that there was like specific level seats where specific runes will pop in the lower chorus? Remember that shit?
No, no, I don't.
It's like
I was sort of a noob when I played Diablo 2 back in the day. My brother is he's the Diablo 2 guy.
well, I'll give you a quick rundown because you will be amazed by this shit because it relates to real life. So basically, you think that the game is like based on like random chances and shit, right? So you go to our quest and you start opening the chests, right? And you think like there's a chance and shit. Then you realize the game has like a preset level seed code. You don't normally see it, but you can actually edit it. When you edit like a specific seed code, when you teleport to our quest and you take a specific path, like you teleport, you immediately go to the right treasure chest, it will always pop like a EO rune. You find out everything you knew about chance. The game is actually predetermined by a specific level state and what actions do you take. Do you go to the right chest when you teleport? Do you go to the left chest? Like holy fucking shit. It's super weird.
Yeah, I think I've heard someone mention that before. Maybe it was you. Uh,
Yeah.
that's how many? Have you ever actually had a Zog rune drop for you?
I don't think a Zodron, but I had other runes drops when I use these, seed level codes.
Okay. Yeah, I what my brother and I did because we play single player is we do TCIP,
Right.
TCP/IP, and then we just dupe items. We dupe runes, and so I had like
Oh,
20 Zod runes. Well,
I never
he
did
does,
that.
yeah. So I would just drop it, then Alt F4, come back into the game, and keep on doing that until we're all ruined out.
My friend who works in Bulgarian SWAT actually used to tell me always this story how he used to scam people in Diablo in the old days by like they would tell him like go wait for me in the sewers of the Act Two. There's like sewers
Yep.
underneath the city, and he would wait for him there and like kill him. It's some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck it was. Wait for me in the sewers. Come meet me in the sewers.
Yeah. Well, he just goes out for a second, goes hostile, goes back in, and then one hits
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
yeah,
That
that
happened to me
shit.
a lot.
Um, the actually the most fucking annoying thing that happened to me, I was like, I don't know, 11th grade or something. I'm playing Diablo 2 for the first time, Battle.net online, and they say like, here's a map hack. Online, you find some link. There's a map hack. I enable it. Turns out it's some kind of a bot that just like drops all your quotes on the floor and
Yeah,
kicks you
yeah.
out.
Well, I downloaded that same thing. I couldn't do anything. It just dropped all my items, and I couldn't do anything except Alt F4.
Oh man. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah. Fucking my necromancer, man. Shit. Oof.
My
You
brother
know, you know what?
traded something really good for Druid helmet. He's like, this Druid helmet's so damn good. He didn't even realize that it was a broken ethereal helmet. he, but he
Oh,
was probably, I don't know, 7 years old. So we'll cut him some slack. You know, I've probably still done worse things.
oh yeah. I am thinking about Diablo 2, but what if I make a Rare Ripley kidnapping build? And what would be the build for kidnapping?
Well, you got to play a necromancer then, or
I
something,
I
something sort
actually
of sinister. Although the necromancer is considered a hero.
actually in Diablo 3 I also played a necromancer when it came out, and it's fucking awesome. It really is.
That game was so hard for me to get into. I remember I wanted to be different. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm not gonna play the warrior or whatever the hell it was in that, the guardian.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna play the witch doctor. Bad idea. I remember I was just
Well,
throwing jars of spiders. I think I played for 20 minutes, and I'm like, ah, it's not really for me.
it's weird. It's weird when you try to play with a witch doctor for the first time. It just feels like weird. Um,
I also want to play as the white guy.
as a
You
white
call me
guy.
racist. I don't care. I want to play as the white guy. Oh yeah, I have enchant.
Oh, you could have male and female, so actually you could have like a male wizard. I was a male wizard shooting beams on my first playthrough.
I didn't know you could do
Uh,
male or female. Yeah, I played Diablo 3 for about 20 minutes. My brother played a lot of it though. He likes Path of Exile more because that was sort of the game that filled the void until they basically remade Diablo 2. Because Diablo 4 apparently sucks even worse than Diablo 3.
yeah, that's the game I actually never got to play, and I was really excited when I saw the first trailer because dealing with the dark arts, and you see suddenly like Lilith pops out in the new game, and I'm like, oh man, there's Lilith, she's in the game. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And the music of the trailer was really fucking awesome, man. They really that music in the trailer was amazing.
Well, it's sort of it has the same problem that lots of old video games had, where they put too much work into, like way back in the day, it was cover art. But
Right.
then if they just put it all into the trailer to sell the game, and then basically hoping up suckers buy it before the reviews come out, then they're going to be doing okay. That's the new business model for Blizzard, I think.
Yeah.
But the lots of those old games, when you see the case, you're like, holy shit, this game's going to be fucking sweet.
Oh yeah.
And there's books like that too. Like I remember the author, I think his name's Robert Jordan or something like that. The guy does fantasy books, and I the cover art I think is better than the book.
Hmm. I mean, yeah. When you look at my first cover that I made for my book, it looks like The Sims 3. It just like really, it reminds me of The Sims 3. But we can change it. I can change that.
Actually, I gotta get the waypoint. I'm gonna do the cows level. My I'll share it with you off stream, but I gotta send you this book. Someone in my family wrote it. Oh
Yeah.
my god, yeah. Oh, dude, it's like fucked. It's a weird. It's really weird to come out as a pervert when you're 70 years old. Okay,
Oh,
well, I'm
I
talking
don't.
about the guy, this guy that in my family that wrote this book. It was like, to us, he just seemed like a nerd. Okay,
Uh huh.
but I remember his sister, or I guess my aunt. Oh, I guess. Oops. She actually bought a hardcover version of the book. She she read I think 3 pages, and then she just had to put it down because it's
And what is the book about?
the book is about one guy that's fucking 6 girls like nonstop, and
Well,
they're
that's shit women read.
what's that?
That's the shit women read, right? Like a romance.
Yeah, but it's also written at like it seems like it was written by a fifth grader.
I mean, maybe that's kind of makes it funny.
And then like the stuff with this one is it's just I don't know, it seems like a nerd sexual fantasy too, so I don't know, I don't see how it could appeal
Yeah.
to women because usually Well, as far as I know, if women would want a book, there would have to be some sort of love triangle. But all the girls are basically like down with it. They're all down to sharing.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I see what you mean now. I see what you mean. It's it's funny because when I published my book, and you find on that site, it's flooded with romance novels. Everybody's trying to like chat GPT, trying to write romance novels to sell to roasties. And all the romance novels are like, it's always like, I'm fucking a vampire. I'm fucking a Navy SEAL. Fell in love with a werewolf. I fell in love with a James Bond villain. It's always like just never
Yeah,
ending.
you got to fall in love with like a, I don't know, a sort of just an animal. Like that's the new thing. Have you heard about that book, Morning Glory Milking Farm, where the
No.
girl is jerking off these like fantastical beasts?
Fantastical beast.
Yeah, like minotaurs and shit.
Of course you're gonna get one attacked by a minotaur.
I'm mercenary. Oh, I'm gonna get fucking cornered. This isn't good. This is
Uh,
not good. Okay, no, I'm good.
you know, like I think you understand when I tell you that, let's say I write at night and I write like serious things, philosophy, my book, and then I suddenly like get this urge to, like, let me write about, Rhea Ripley getting kidnapped by werewolves. You just gotta unwind. You just gotta unwind. Rhea Ripley kidnapped by Splinter Cell, Sam Fisher's meets her in
Sam
Georgia.
Fisher.
And I found out this, like, you can make your voice sound like an airplane pilot, on the radio.
Yeah.
Like, fasten your seatbelts, and I do my voice to them like, Lady, please with us on a plane, and she has a penis. Her husband's penis doesn't work.
What what
Ah,
what got you bent out of shape about Rhea Ripley in the first place?
I don't know. She just has that effect on men. Like I see her that all the like the femdom with Dominic Mysterio, the little cute segments, and then I see her like melt down on Twitter. She's like, being a cunt. She says how she throws her fan mail in the garbage, and I start making jokes about her, and she just like starts fucking melting down, and it just keeps getting funnier. It just keeps getting everything she does. It's like a fucking comedy act, you know.
The more like sort of women with that look are extremely sensitive. I think the most sensitive girl I ever met was some girl who was covered in tattoos.
She is, she is. That's the problem because I shouldn't be telling this on a podcast, but I actually had a real life vision of her. Believe me when I tell you that. So I started making jokes about her last summer, and it is extremely rare that I would get like a vision, some kind of a clairvoyance. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm thinking, oh, she's probably kind of angry, she's probably kind of butthurt. But I one night last year, I'm just sitting at night, and I just get a vision of her face out of nowhere, and it's not a face I've seen before. It's not a grimace. Like she was like she wants to kill me. Like she was like rabid. And I just saw this face like a vision for a second, and I'm not supposed to see that. Like I'm not making shit up. Like it just pops out like in the movies. Like you're a magician getting a vision. I'm like, what the fuck did just happen? And she was like, and all about some jokes about, oh, we wanna take her, we wanna, she's cute, we wanna take her, and she's just fucking angry, dude. And it just became more funny because, oh man, she
That
was
you
funny.
had sort of like a lucid dream.
Yeah, you could say that, but I was kind of like dowsing. I was kind of drowsing, and that's when you enter this state, possibly that you might hear something. And it's funny that you asked me to do the podcast today because I'm actually planning to work on something new. If you're familiar with Resident Evil Village, I'm actually planning to turn myself into like Ethan or whatever his name is. So I am going to
You gonna dye your
make.
hair?
No, I'm gonna make myself like a mushroom missile. I'm gonna put mushrooms in myself. So
Mushrooms in yourself? You mean you're gonna get supplement with mushrooms?
I'm gonna get infected with mushrooms like Ethan from Resident Evil Village. Like he's actually like missile infected with the T virus, whatever.
Okay, yeah.
So turns out that the neural pathways in your brain, when they get damaged by being angry living around Bulgarians, and it hurts, it makes you foggy, cloudy, it fucks with your clairvoyance, everything. So you want to rebuild your pathways. So one of the things, researching with AI, it turns out to be this usual supplement you've heard about, lion's mane mushroom. And I'm like, okay, AI, lots of young guys take lion's mane mushroom. I don't hear them developing clairvoyance. Nobody ever says, oh shit, I started hearing ghosts. And it tells me, well, when they sell it powder, it's actually dead. You're actually buying shit. It's like powdered rice with some of the micelle, and the compounds inside are dead that you need. So I actually need to order a kit to grow it live in my room. So you grow it for around 2 weeks. Then you gotta like do like an alcohol and a water extract, and then you actually gotta fucking, I don't know, freeze it. And then you get like an actual live extract where the chemicals are inside that you need, and then I start turning myself into a fucking Mr. X.
What you
Wh-
mean,
Which is
Mr. X 2.0?
which is kind of true because the thing that I made for my father, you talk about nicotine. I know how much you love this, the effects of nicotine, and you're gonna love hearing that. My father smoked cigarettes forever, and I was like, how do I make it so, you know, protect his lungs so he doesn't get cancer? And so this is like one of the first things I made. It's like a mixture, and it's supposed to, like I told you, like it feeds some bacteria. The bacteria in your stomach starts to produce a certain chemical. So I've been giving it to him with the juice for the last 3 days, and he's telling me that he can now breathe better. Like he's not wheezing from the nose anymore. So I think it's starting to fucking work. I think it's starting to like clear the lungs and shit.
I wonder, because how many years has he been smoking?
Oh, he's like 60. He's been smoking since he was 20. So 40 years basically.
And is he a pack a day smoker?
Yeah, pack a day, like
Okay.
regular.
Yeah, I wonder how the hell you get the tar out, basically.
That's the thing. So the extract, it can repair the cells, but you still need to get the tar out. So you need a separate mixture that kind of helps you cough out the shit. Otherwise, you're gonna need some kind of, I don't know, like breathing some fucking steam or something. But basically, there has to be a way. So some of these herbs like start to make you cough, like help you get the deep shit out, because turns out in your lungs there's like the deeper areas, the alveoli,
Yeah.
I guess they call them, and the tar goes in there, and you really want to get it from the deep shit, because if you get some shit like manganese in your lungs and then it goes into the brain barrier, and then you get manganese in the brain, and 30 years you're gonna have magical gnomes living in your brain for 30 years. And they're gonna make you walk funny.
I got a what like everybody people our age have like a candy wrapper worth of plastic in their head.
Yeah, yeah. So turns out the the glitter, when you buy glitter from China, some of it is actually strontium and other fun shit. And yeah, basically you would breathe fucking. It's really, it sounds, it's forever plastics and shit.
Yeah.
Um, the guy, there was some guy that lives like booby trapped packages, Amazon packages for the black guys. When they come to steal the package, they get like glittered in the
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Were you the one that told me about this? I
I
don't
was the
know.
one who told you about that.
Some guy told me the other day about this. Some guy that hunts like porch pirates. So
Yeah, that's
so they
really
get
funny.
the face, and there's like a camera, and he uploads it on YouTube, monetized. It's always some black guy. He's like all bewildered, like, "Hey, what the hell just happened, yo? I got glitter in the face."
Whenever they're committing a crime, they you can see the look on their face is like an animal that's trapped in a corner.
Yes, yes.
That's and by the way, because there's this new bill that came out in Canada, it's called Bill C9, and they are basically making everything seem. They're making hate crimes being easier to easily more easily punished.
Right.
So this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. There was also
Hmm.
a video of this, I don't know, probably an Indian woman taking a shit on the Toronto Transit,
Oh boy.
and there was a guy recording it, and then someone was castigating him for it. They're like, "They're a human being, and you're a terrible person." Like, there's kids there. You can see one walk by.
Yeah. Uh, I mean, one of my most enjoyable things is watching the videos of Indians playing with trains. They seem attracted to trains. They're always like trying to point out next to the train, then it fucking kills them.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Uh,
You gotta watch out for those trains. I mean, those things
no,
just sneak
no.
up on you. Holy
I
shit!
saw I saw a video. There was at a train station, and they're attacking the train. They're trying to. A train is passing, and they're trying to hit it with like bats and shit. And the train just runs them over, just kills like 10 of them. And then like a second
That's
train comes,
terrible.
and they're just trying to assault the train. They're just like hitting it with sticks, and then just like mows right neck through them. They're having a war against trains, and the trains are winning. The trains are fucking winning.
Yeah, don't bring a stick to a train fight.
Yeah.
Uh, I saw this. I don't know, an Indian guy. He was beating an elephant with a stick, and the elephant just crushed him to death.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's like, dude, it weighs.
Actually,
What does it weigh? Like 8,000 pounds?
I
What are
mean,
you
a lot
fucking
less.
crazy?
But there was a case where a monkey stopped a rape in India. The monkey assaulted an Indian and like saved a woman. No, monkeys are fucking, being like a Batman
Then the
vigilante.
monkey's like, "Come on, guys, seriously, guys, seriously, keep it in your pants, otherwise I'm gonna have to kick some ass." Oh, yeah.
That's actually a perfect idea because if I bring like 10 Indians to Ripley's house, if she like does something, she's gonna be a racist. So I'm kind of trapping her where she has to be nice. Open the door, or you're racist, let us in.
Yeah,
Oh.
I wish
And
that
then,
everyone was down with immigration. They let some of the immigrants move into their house.
yeah,
Yeah, you can
I
have some.
start.
You can have some people from Morocco and
Yeah.
Somalia living in your house. Yeah, sure, go for it.
Oof. I remember I was like looking for recipes, and I'm like, let me see like Ethiopian, cooking. Let me see what they're eating. And I remember it's like some shit like sand cake, dates. It's like what were you expecting? Like they what grows in Africa, right? It's like dried fruits with I don't know flour.
I wonder what if there's sand in the sand cake because that would be interesting.
I don't know.
See, like if my brother was an Ethiopian, back when we went to Virginia Beach when we were kids, and he I don't know what the hell happened, but well, he was like probably 4 years old. He had some potato chips and he got sand on them,
Uh-huh.
and like they were covered in sand, and but he still ate them. And if
Well,
if,
it
if he was
shouldn't be a
Ethiopian,
problem.
he would have been like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably like fiber, I guess, I suppose.
Glass, yeah. It's like it gives your tummy a good itch from
I
the
was actually
inside.
asking the AI about I found out that birds would go around ants and the ants would start biting the bird. And it is some kind of a cleaning mechanism. The bird gets cleaned by the ants biting it. And I'm like, okay, what happens if I go stick my hand to let some ants bite me? And the AI is like, oh, you're just gonna hurt you. You're just gonna get an infection. You're not gonna get like purified, right?
Yeah, you probably need a nice thick coat of fur or feathers,
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were cleaning the bird from like other bugs, like
like
you
parasites
know.
and shit.
Yeah, yeah, right.
During COVID, were Bulgarians using ivermectin?
No, Bulgarians are, they haven't heard about car wax. They think it's polishing paste. Um, I mean, some people were like, asking questions, getting like red pilled, but they actually haven't heard about ivermectin.
So what what makes the Bulgarians so much different than the other Slavs?
Hmm. I think communism and then just being the Ottoman slavery, the Islamic slavery, and then the communism just fucked everything up. And I think there's a brain drain happen after that. And it just like there is no recovery. Like you hit like a break point where you know, when you enslave somebody in a war, you kill off all the smart people so they can do rebellions.
True.
So when the Islamists, won, they killed off all the teachers, all the smart people, so they can't wake the normies. And then you get communism, and the communists kill all the smart people, and then Europe there's a brain drain, and you're just fucking dumb. At this point, you're just fucking dumb. You know. Did you hear about the powerlifting Bulgarian champion that did like a world record?
No, is that recent?
Yeah, recently we had a Bulgarian. He did a fucking world record powerlifting. He just beat everybody's world champion and a new world record. He just fucking decimated. And it's some guy called Carlos, and he was like technically he's Bulgarian, but he like was born in another country, and so he came back. He wanted to compete for Bulgaria, right? And then the national, society is like, well, we can't give you any money. We're just screwing you over. Just absolutely treating him like a piece of shit. Well, if you don't like it, go compete for another country. You're like, dude, this is the guy who's the world champion. He just humiliated the whole world. Okay.
Well, there's like, I mean, people put a lot of time and money into powerlifting, but there's not really much of a payout. Because when I did that the competition back in December, the best overall lifter, which wasn't me, I got second. I got first in my class though,
Oh,
but the guy who got
congratulations.
first place made $800, and $800 isn't even gonna pay for like a month's worth of food for a power lifter at a high level.
Of course. However, there is a loophole. All these Muslim countries, they want to pay you millions to compete for them, to waive their national flag. So they were offering our guy money. Qatar was offering our guy money, millions, to just compete for Qatar. And you can actually do that. He's like, no, 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 I want to wave the Bulgarian flag. And, our government is like, well, if you don't like, getting screwed over, you go leave.
Well, I don't think you could be like I wouldn't compete for Nigeria, and I don't
Of
really
course.
like when black guys compete for European countries
Oh
because
yeah.
they're not European, despite what they say. Like I saw some video way back. What the hell's his name? Brandon Martinez. He's on Omegle, and some African lady, super thick accent. She's like, "I am actually Italian."
Oh man. I mean, actually, sometimes I try to call myself Bolivian. I just try to out of the town. Oh, I'm not Bulgarian. I'm actually, I'm just lying to myself, like a cope.
You just got to pick the right nationality depending on who you're around. So if you're around Ukrainians, you don't say you're a Russian.
Yeah, yeah, they were Russian.
I met some Ukrainian lady in the because a bunch of Ukrainian refugees came to Canada. I met some lady in the supermarket, and she's like, "I hate Russia."
Dude, you must stay away from Ukrainian women. They have the worst reputation in the entire world for being gold digging a horse. Okay, like she will brutally divorce rape you. Okay, they're famous for that. They have like the worst reputation.
Yeah, I've heard something like that.
Now, of course, when you have a friend like me, you can always say, "My friend is a poison expert. He can always poison you." So then she won't do shit because. But just think about it. If your husband was like an assassin, would you try to divorce him? Like what the fuck are you gonna like in like every day is a gift. um
Unfortunately, I don't have any connections close to me like that. Because sometimes I'm like, especially when something really annoying happens, and it's just sort
mhm.
of eventually once I think about it, then I decided that it would be a bad idea. But then I'm like, especially when the bylaw officer gave me a fucking parking ticket. It's just $30, but I'm like, I really wish I had some mafia connections.
If it was just for a parking ticket, yeah, it's annoying, but trust me, it can be so much levels annoying above that. Yeah. Um but let's just say what I've heard in a movie. What I've heard in a movie is like you can reach a level where as long as you know what car do they have a car, the moment you see what car is theirs, they're fucking done. And I will tell you why they're fucking done, because the cabin filter, if you're familiar, the hood vents of your car, they lead to the cabin filter, and there's all sorts of fun stuff that actually go through that, and you can breathe it. So they're actually fucking done, and it's a really fun movie. It's a really fun movie. Anyway, what were we talking about? Uh,
You're up pretty late, and I noticed that you upload pretty early too. So do you get much sleep?
I do I get regular sleep, but my sleep is like sometimes I just fall asleep at 3 and then I wake up at 11. Sometimes I write and I fall asleep like at 5, then I wake up 12. Then I have like a power nap, like 6 p.m. I have like a little power nap. So I get my sleep. I definitely, or my muscles are gonna get fucked up if I don't get my sleep.
Yeah, mine just started getting better since I started losing weight.
Actually, actually, you're gonna laugh, but I actually picked up a new hobby. I mop the floor outside at 2 a.m. at night.
What, in front of your
My
apartment?
Yeah, my boomer neighbors probably see me just going outside at 2 a.m. just fucking mopping the floor every night for no particular reason.
You're gonna start scaring. They're probably scared actually.
That's actually a cover. I don't want to say too much, but that's actually a cover. But it also serves a double purpose because our 4 apartments, which have like a metal door, I'm actually cleaning the air, making sure our side has like nothing in the air because I'm mopping every night. So you understand what's happening, you know? Just saying, I'm just a mopping boy. Just a cute boy mopping the floor, bro. 2 a.m.
Do you have like a restaurant mop bucket?
I mean, it actually belongs to the old lady, my neighbor. That She usually cleans the floor, and now suddenly I'm like using her mop. I just go out at night and just use her mop. Oh, he's helping me out. Um, Another thing I do is that there's like this like crippled woman that came to live in our block, and I help her walk. Sometimes, she can't keep balance, and I just like bring her, help her walk, and just everybody knows me as the nice guy. Kirill is just the cutest boy ever. And you know, when you're a man such as yourself, you're a big guy. It pays to have people think that you're a nice guy, because you don't want them to think that you're like definitely the fucking mafia killer or something.
Well,
So,
I developed a sort of stone face that makes people scared to talk to me. My brother says I have resting murderer face.
well,
I developed that in high school, and it worked pretty good for me. But then, if you want to have, especially approaching women,
uh,
when I've done that, they're pretty nervous, and so I have to like soften them up and like consciously not look so mean.
well, for me, I can say I've reached a level where one thing is like being married, not having to worry about asking girls out. The second thing, women's wrestling. When you look at the sexiest, the thickest women in the world every fucking day, and I'm talking big asses, big thighs. I mean, what the fuck? And your dopamine receptors get like fried. And
I
you
suppose
look at
so.
regular women, they look like shit. That they generally look like a fucking femcell. And when I mean, look at. I'll show you later, but you've seen them, you know. What's her name? Fucking Lena Cross. Just later look up Lena Cross. She's a big girl. What are we fucking talking about? And
I'm a Kong fan.
Kong, oh, the amazing Kong. Yes, I know who you're talking about. um, so when I see a normal girl, I'm like, oh look, finally somebody who's not gonna annoy me. This young lady is not gonna piss me off today. So I'm actually happy. And the first thing I'm thinking of is actually how can I make sure she thinks I'm a nice guy, doesn't suspect me being like a murderer or something. How can I sell myself? Not to flirt with you, but just to, remember Kiri was the nice guy.
I think over here.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, I went to the gym because there's lots of women there because the gym's the new nightclub, especially in my small town,
mhm.
and most of them I don't even that are not even worth talking to. I've talked to some
Yes,
of the girls there,
sadly,
and
yes.
it's the ones that I with the couple that I liked, they have boyfriends,
Mm.
but the others are like nurses, or they're doing some silly job. They have tattoos. They're showing way
Oof.
too much skin, like my friend's fiance. She probably wears the skimpiest outfit there, and she's gonna marry my friend. And she's a total bitch. She's a total
Yes.
bitch. Every time, I decided I wasn't gonna talk to her again because after my powerlifting meet, I saw her at the gym, and it was actually pleasant. And then I talked to her one more time after that, and well, she was being like friendly for a week, okay, like waving at
Uh
me
huh.
and whatever, and
Uh huh.
smiling, and then and then I talked to her one time after my workout, and it was like it was fucking torture. My
Oof.
friend's an emo, so he doesn't mind something like that, or a former emo, but I don't think you ever stop being an emo.
Mm-hmm. Well, gotta close the door. Just give me a second here. So I would say, if you ask me what women I would be attracted to, it sounds like a joke, but I always say like it has to be some kind of a CIA assassin, like an actual CIA agent, or a biologist, some kind of a killer, serial killer, or biologist,
This
or
is
wrestling woman.
what would that relationship progress to if she was like a CIA, like a trained killer, or
I
a
mean, whatever happens is gonna be better than just like a normie girl. Okay. Or she has to be like rich, but she also has to be smart. It's like I say as a joke, I say to Ray Ripley, at the minimum, the woman has to know what a mitochondria is. Like if you don't know what a mitochondria is, like I'm looking at you like you're a fucking fem cell. Okay, just
I think I know. I've met two girls in my whole life that would know what a mitochondria is. That's because they were into biology and chemistry.
yes, exactly. Right. So if you're getting rejected, at least make sure it's okay. That one was fucking amazing, and I get why she rejected me. But at least you got rejected by an actual amazing woman. Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe they look good, but when I've been rejected, they're doing me a favor because it's like
Yes.
or you find more things about them. Like there's a black guy at the gym, and for some reason, black people love gossip, in my experience. And he he now that I've got him, I'm friends with him. He can just tell me all about the people because he talks to everybody. Okay, and he'll tell me things about certain people, and he gives the impression that he doesn't like them, and then the next day he'll be talking to them again, presumably because he wants to get more gossip content.
Intel, right. um, you know that there's like a rule. I noticed something. There's like a 2 weeks window when you think you see a woman and you think like you're falling in love. Like, oh man, she's cool. Observe her for 2 weeks and then decide if you're still attracted. Because in 2 weeks, your pheromones they calm down and then you start to see how she behaves. Do you actually like her? And you see that women, most of them are actually because some kind of a pheromone in the air and your chemistry you got hot and then you notice she's actually fucking annoying. She's dumb. She's annoying. Like you wouldn't want to live with her. Like if I was living with Rhea Ripley, can you imagine that shit? She paved her backyard. She has like a big mansion. She paved her fucking backyard. You could have had like a Zen garden in there. It's all fucking paved, bro. You
Hmm.
know.
She lives. She's got like a big plot of land, and she just the whole backyard is just like hardscaped, or not hardscape. It's just cement
Yeah,
and asphalt,
yeah,
or
yeah.
what?
Yeah, like Bulgarians and Turks do. You buy a house from a Bulgarian, see he fucking paved the whole thing. Like a parking lot.
Okay.
Kill the
Hey,
trees, make a parking lot.
he's got a. Do the Bulgarians have the sort of junk collecting problem where they have five shitty cars?
I guess some of them have a lot have 2 cars so they can keep like their parking space so they have 2 cars.
Yeah.
But yeah, they definitely collect junk. They definitely do.
And
Yeah.
we got a lot of people like that in Canada. I know one guy that probably has 20 vehicles, and they're I don't the 18 of them don't run, and I remember what the hell. Someone just called his lot the junkyard. And if you're in the like he lives in the country, but if you live in town, then you're gonna be getting in trouble. All your neighbors will fucking hate you if you've got
Yeah.
like these clunkers sitting on in your even in your driveway,
I mean
and
that's
because
the
it's an
same thing.
eyesore. That's why I got a parking ticket because I used to have a 1975 Ford LTD, and it was
Uh-huh.
it was kind of a I mean the paint was faded,
Hmm.
but there was no rust on the body. And I don't know. I guess this one lady didn't like it, and there's a bylaw in my town where you can't be parked on the road for more than 5 hours. And the only way you would get a ticket is if someone called the police or the bylaw officer on you,
Right.
and
Right.
because I know a lot of other people, and I've never had an issue myself with any of my other vehicles, but I know other people that have done it and they get no fucking tickets.
Oh yeah, I get the situation. I understand.
Yeah, and what the bylaw officer will do is he'll come and mark your tire,
Uh-huh.
and if the wheel hasn't turned when he comes back to check it, the chalk mark, then in like 5 hours later, then you're gonna get a
Right.
ticket.
Okay, but if you live on the street, if your house on the street, doesn't it count like you can actually park there?
Well, unfortunately not. But if no one calls them, then they're not gonna come and give you a ticket. But
Right.
this one lady's just a fucking bitch. She's got
Right.
she's that they you think if you're fat and ugly, you can still have a fucking boyfriend, but I think to myself like aren't people like that supposed to be friendly? And I remember Sam Hyde says that ugly people are actually the worst. And it's kind of like, yeah, that actually is true. Ugly people are generally like the most miserable, and especially ugly women, because they ugly women want to make beautiful women more ugly. It's like, no, you should
Yes.
cut your hair. You should,
Mhm.
why do you care about what men think? Okay, well,
Well, what if you told this woman, my friend is a Bulgarian, my friend does black magic, how is she gonna get?
yeah. So you better think twice about getting that long hair, because I know a Bulgarian guy that could
Yeah.
make a curse
Yeah.
and make your teeth fall out. I don't
Yeah.
even know. I saw that a while back. You had a little sort of back and forth with Devin Larratt's son,
Right. Right.
and I remember he saw your video where you have the plate where you cursed the Hebrews.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But look. Here's the funny thing. Yeah, he tried to do like, is this guy racist? He didn't really give a fuck. He was just trolling me. But like, here's the fun part. You don't actually need a plate. You don't need to make like there's this ancient tradition that when people build a house, if they put like a dead bird or a dead cat as a sacrifice in the bricks in the wall, it's gonna like bring good luck to the house. So the way when I was making this for door, I'm like, what if I paint like a curse on the back of this plate? Then when I make my door, it's gonna be like, oh, there's a magical curse. And it's like the truth is, I don't need to do it. I don't need to make a plate. But just to be an asshole, just say, you know what? I have a magical plate. Here it is. Check it out.
Does
Uh,
Bulgaria have anti-Semitism laws or laws against it?
Not yet, but they try. If you do like too much, if you do crazy shit.
Yeah.
Um, which is funny because when I did like a voodoo curse on that door, on the volunteer's door, and the next day the woman that came from the government, she was so scared. She said, "That's magic, that's sick shit. There is an egg and a graveyard dust." And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, I just did that to scare them. I don't need to do it. I just did it like, the Steven Seagal movie with the voodoo guys, marked for death. Like I did
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
True
Okay.
sigil, egg, dirt.
That's a pretty good troll.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, they're gonna end up getting cancer for real. Don't ask me why. Okay. Turns out if they don't believe in magic, sometimes you gotta make them believe, right?
Or they just took the COVID vaccine and boosters. So yeah,
I
there's
mean,
there's
yeah.
that, that there's that cancer avenue as well.
Believe it or not, I actually emailed Bill Gates today. I actually fucking
You
emailed him.
emailed Bill Gates. What did you say to him?
I found he has like a new little website like Gates Thoughts or something, and he has like a little podcast, and he's like, "Hey guys, you can actually send me a message here." He wants to have like a little podcast, being all like intelligent and shit. And I'm like, "Listen, Bill, you have time to go on Epstein's island. I need you to finish your fucking job. make the mosquitoes, make the depopulation. I told him about Bulgarians. I'm like, if you have time to go on Epstein Island, do your fucking job, or I'm gonna come to your laboratory to fucking do the job myself. Basically, just busting his balls.
You're hoping he brings mosquitoes to Bulgaria then?
I am. Here's the funny thing. There is some medicine they have been mandating to the cows in Europe that's been killing the cows.
Yep. Yep.
Turns out that medicine actually, when you eat the cow, it's making you impotent. So our guy is fucking being Ra's al Ghul. He's got a little plan again.
Yeah.
But it's killing the cows, and that's not nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing about that. That was in like England.
I mean, it's basically it's all over Europe now. They're talking about
Yeah.
it.
I think. Oh, that's the thing that reduces methane production. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
about methane, the environment, then the cows die.
Yeah. Oh, no farting. So they just their bodies just become full of methane gas because they can't expel it.
So some shit like that. I don't
Yeah. Well, they're just looking out for us.
know. Yeah. Uh,
Oh shit! I just knocked my camera over. There we go.
I tell them like, give me the chemtrails, the containers with the barium, the aluminum. Just give them to me. Don't put them on the plane. Just give me the chemtrails. I'll release them myself. Cha-cha-cha-cha.
So what's your next thing you're looking into for your next oh, you're making mushrooms.
Yeah, I'm making
You're
mushrooms.
making mushrooms. How long does that process take?
Luckily, only 2 weeks, which is acceptable. 2 weeks, big deal. We're gonna wait up.
Do you have to go get a pile of shit for them to grow in?
No, I mean the kit would probably come with some fucking, salt chips. But the thing is, the AI says that if I get like oak, I get like the premium stuff, I get some oak, they're
Mm-hmm.
actually gonna produce better compounds. So if you actually grow the mushrooms on a real tree, get the good stuff, you're gonna get better chemicals. You know.
So you got to grow it on the side of a tree.
No, I mean you can just get like a plank. You can just not a plank, but get like a piece of tree. Get like a fallen piece of oak. It's
Okay.
like
Yep.
better than fucking wood chips and shit.
Yeah.
So we're like steps ahead. I'm like fucking Ra's al Ghul and shit. I'm like Scarecrow actually. I'm literally like,
Scarecrow. Yeah.
would you like to see my mask? And I show my syringes on camera. Ripley, would you like would you like to see my mask? I show it to all my patients.
Yeah. You're gonna come up with this serum that makes people fucking mad, and then you can
That
haunt them with a
that
scary mask on.
actually, you know about it. It's a plant called the Tura, right? You've heard about it, right?
No.
It's like basically like a hallucinogen. It's like a weed. It's called the Tura. It's very toxic. So there was a case, one of the super rare cases of poisonings in Bulgaria. A granny was trying to kill her husband. She made the tea and she started putting the tea in the stew of her husband, and he started getting insane. He started fucking, like in Batman Begins, starting flipping shit. And but they caught her, because she doesn't know how to concentrate properly.
So
So
what is she doing? Too high of a dosage or too low of a dosage?
she was doing too low of a dosage, so he started flipping out, but he didn't get a heart attack. So he made it to the hospital. They stabilized him. They found out that the tura in the blood, and they're like, okay, he's being poisoned. It's the wife, you know.
So
Um,
what would the if she gave him a higher dosage, then he would have just been to the hospital sooner.
the higher dose would make him hallucinate, go crazy, but it would also give him a heart attack. So he would actually die on the way to the hospital.
Well, they'd do a
Yeah.
search. They would test his blood, wouldn't they? Or Bulgarians, that's not a thing
Yes.
over there.
I mean, there's a chance. There's a chance they should be able to. But here's the thing: if he's an old man, if he gets a heart attack, they probably wouldn't test the blood because they're dumb. They're not gonna suspect. They're not gonna run tests because he's an
Yeah,
old man.
yeah, I
He
suppose
gets a
so.
stroke. It's normal. But if he's like flipping out, acting weird, heart rate is through the roof, they're gonna be like, okay, well, what is going on? This guy,
He's got
like,
acute dementia, acute
yeah, he got
onset dementia.
dementia.
He thinks it's the war again in
Yeah,
Serbia.
fucking my little.
My brother works with a guy that was in the war in
Yeah.
what's Bosnia or well, he's a Serb, and
Ooh, okay.
he's an interesting fellow too.
I mean, they managed to down the fucking stealth plane, F-117.
Yeah,
Some guy with a fucking RPG was waiting every night because the plane was flying low, and he actually managed to fucking down the plane with a fucking rocket.
yeah. Well, that's kind of the situation in Afghanistan and in Iran. Have you been
Yeah,
following any of the war stuff? Because I haven't. So if
just
you
very
do know,
little.
you'd have to bring me up to speed. But the last thing I heard was that the U.S. I think they overestimated their abilities, and they don't have as many missiles as they or at least they don't have as many missiles as people thought they did.
Well, the funny thing with America is everything is very expensive because everything is very Jewish. So, one Lockheed missile is like fucking 2 million. So anytime they launch a missile, just like Israel's shield, anytime they launch missiles, the Iron Dome, it's super expensive. So if you're just shooting fucking fireworks mixed with some real rockets, you're fucking bankrupting them, you know? Uh, and I mean, Lockheed is getting the money, but the average person paying the tax, everything is getting more expensive, you know?
Yeah, the price of fuel now diesel's $2.10 a liter here in Canada.
Yeah, yeah, everything is going up, man. Um, First batch of Bulgarian potatoes this season, €7 for a kilogram. €7 for potatoes.
Yeah, that's like almost no nutrients. People pay
mean,
crazy money for fucking vegetables. I mean, potatoes are out decent because they have
but
potassium
it's a
and
weed. It grows in 2 months. It's a weed.
yeah. I remember there was this Indian guy in the grocery store and he had this gigantic vegetable. It looked like some sort of squash. It was in that family. It's probably
Yeah,
something you have to cook for fucking 3 hours just for it
like an
to
eggplant,
be
right?
chewable.
Right.
And he was holding up the fucking line because they couldn't get the price. And it was like 10 fucking minutes because I decided to go in the line next to him because he was in the quick line, the 1 to 12 item line. So I decided to
Right.
go to the next one, and I was out before the people that were behind him.
Mhm.
And he really needed this $8 $8 like fucking nutrient devoid pumpkin.
Oh, um, like I am very selective because when I bought apples to crush them with my hands, and then I see the price, it's like $2 for a kilo. Excuse me, what? For apples? $2 for apples? I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to find something else to crush. I can't afford to.
Yeah. I think when I bought the apple to crush it, I just bought an individual apple because I don't eat apples. I don't really
Yeah.
eat any vegetables. The only time I'll get like any fruit is in jam. And vegetables, I eat potatoes once in a while, but they're sort of annoying, and they're I don't know. Most of my diet, I know you're not gonna like this. It's dairy like yogurt, milk, and and then just like grains, like a pasta and bagels, and I make
No, it's just
pancakes.
fine. It's fine. I'm actually colonizing my stomach to be able to handle lactose. So I gotta fucking eat yogurt and drink kefir just to be able to make myself, terraforming my stomach, being able to not be a black guy.
Well, you could. Do you guys have lactose-free milk there?
I did, I had it. I actually have lactase pills. It's fine, but it turns out I'm actually able to make myself, lactase tolerant again. I just gotta fucking load up on the bacteria.
Okay. Yeah, because some
It's
lots
kind
of
of
those people don't really have problem with the fermented dairy because most of the lactose
yeah,
is just eaten.
exactly, yeah. It's kind of like the symbiote from Stargate. I'm like a fucking glue. They're just putting symbiotes inside.
Yeah, I saw your video on kefir. I made some. I think last year. Mine was pretty acidic, and I'm used to
Really?
the. Yeah, because what I did was I just left milk out for 24 hours at room temperature, and
Right.
apparently that's what you're supposed to do. But I I that was the first time I've ever had kefir like that because I'm used to the stuff that they sell at the grocery store, which probably,
Uh-huh.
like you said, isn't real kefir. It's
I mean, it's very devout.
yeah.
Well, how did you make it? Did you get the actual fucking mushroom?
Well, I bought a what the fuck's it called? Like a
Satchel.
starter,
Powder.
mix because I didn't go and buy the
Right.
grains, although I can get the grains in
Right.
my area. But yeah, I
Right.
just put this grain mix that I got from I think the
It
Ukraine.
works.
Yeah.
It works. So basically, the powder they say it's not gonna have all the stuff like the live seeds, but it's still better than the store. So you're kind of up the scale. It's a lot better than anything you can find in the store, definitely.
And it's
And yeah,
cheaper.
it's sour. It's sour. It's alive and shit.
Yeah, probably gonna
Did you
give it
get
another
diarrhea?
shot. Although I was doing more than 1 cup a day, I would do like 2 liters a day.
And what happened?
Oh, nothing.
Didn't you get the shits?
No, no.
Oh, interesting. Your stomach must be very good.
My I don't know. I probably got to knock on wood, but my I don't. I hardly ever have stomach issues. I'd have to have like if I take a long break from eating really spicy food like Frank's Red Hot sauce, and then I
Mhm.
have that. Like if I don't have it for 2 weeks, then I have some. Then it'll upset my stomach a little bit. But getting diarrhea, it like never happens.
That's good. That's very healthy. Very good.
Yeah, because these people
Uh,
you hear about them, they take like just a little bit of vitamin C and they get diarrhea. This Chinese guy said that that means they're unhealthy and weak, and that you should have a much higher tolerance for it.
well, I mean, I suppose you can deal with the tolerance, but with some stuff, you really don't want to try building up a tolerance. Um, what was I talking about? Um, I had like a fucking cup of yogurt yesterday. I got fucking diarrhea. I'm like, man, the bacteria is fighting a war inside. It's a good thing. It's a good sign.
Yeah, I noticed.
Uh,
I when I had the acne really bad in
mhm.
2021, I took antibiotics for 3 months. That's sort of the standard pharmaceutical protocol. And
Right.
I took minocycline. I think I took 200 milligrams, 100 milligrams twice a day for 3 months. That's like the standard procedure. And I remember my stomach took a long time to recover after that.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's like 6 months. Like it takes fucking time, man.
Yeah,
We never knew.
because what
Uh,
happened was I just I got acne from steroids, and it was probably like a bad vial that was contaminated. I
yeah.
remember I got one vial that had like something floating in it, and I thought to myself, I'm like, I'll just draw around it. And then I remember I finished the bottle, and I had totally forgotten about it. I sucked all the oil out of it, and whatever, however long it took me. And then I'm like, I feel okay, so it's probably nothing. It was probably like a piece of fucking rubber.
The problem is, now you saw me like test the yogurt with Yoda, and that's like the simple shit. You know, I remember like there was a way to test Anavar, so you can try testing some of that shit. Is it potent? Is it contaminated? Because If it's, you never know where the roids are from. It could be some guy from Ukraine making fake shit in the fucking apartment. And the problem is, what was that? The cheap steroid was like the most toxic to the liver. What was it called? Methane or something?
Was it an injectable or an oral? Because
I
the
think it
most
was
toxic to the
oral.
liver is trenbolone for an injectable, and then the most toxic for the liver probably methyltranolone. Um,
Yeah, metanite, I guess. Well, here's the thing. Let's say you want to buy Anavar. You want to buy something really fancy, kind of expensive. But they caught some guy in Ukraine the other month. I saw on the news some guy in Ukraine apartment making fake steroids, and he's pressing like the cheapest, the most toxic shit that's gonna kill your liver, kidneys, like methyl shit.
yeah,
And you
that's a
think you're
normal
getting
thing.
Anavar. You think you're getting Anavar, and it's actually 70% methyl, and then it's oh shit, my kidneys are fucked.
Yeah, if you get
And
some of the ones that are more expensive, the profit margin's a lot lower, like Masteron or Primavone or Anavar, then they counterfeit it with something else. Because so that you're still
yeah,
getting an effect, but you're, especially if you're a female, like let's say you want to get Anavar because it's not going to be very viralizing, but you might be getting Dianabol, and then your voice is going to get deeper and it's never going to go back up.
well, creatively, just how she has a nice deep voice. Fucking Triple H.
Well, she's a
Hey,
big
really,
woman. She's a big woman.
really, you should take the Annabelle. Don't worry, you're gonna be a woman. Don't worry about it. No, we gotta deal with fucking. Oh, what's up, guys? It's ready, play.
She's got a pretty big head. I don't know if she's got a
Really?
steroid head though.
Now, my friend says that she has like a Neanderthal forehead. It's very swapped, like a Lamborghini. She has like a swapped forehead.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's the half Italian.
Maybe. Uh,
She does have a big slope though. It's not a good look.
she has a swap on her, all right. And she has big shoulders. If you haven't noticed, she has quite the big shoulders. Um,
There's worse things, I suppose. You know.
yes, yes. She started getting face tattoo, so she's got like a little cute face. So she's gonna be Mike Tyson. So she's gonna be just like fucking Mike Tyson.
Wait, you say she got a tattoo on her face?
Yeah, on the cheek, like next to the ear, she got like a little tattoo. But she's not gonna stop. She's not gonna stop.
Oh God! I went on a date with some girl, and then she showed me her tattoo artist, and I'm like, uh, you're not gonna get a you're not gonna get a face tattoo like that. And that looks terrible. She's like, I think it looks really good.
Of course, she thinks so.
Oh shit!
Canadian women, bro. Holy fucking shit. Uh, that's how you know Bulgarian women are so bad. I remember right when I was finishing high school, one of the girls, she's had fucking tattoo on the back of her lip, and I think also Ray Ripley has like a back of the lip tattoo. Oh, she has a piercing. And it's like, how the fuck do you get a tattoo on the backside of your lip inside? You know, that's like an 18-year-old girl, and she's like showing it off.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's just pulling her lip down all the time. She's like, hey, check this out. It says fuck
check
you.
this
It
out.
says fuck you.
I I remember I was online friends with a Canadian girl, and she was doing like drugs. She was drinking like whiskey, like a man. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these women? She was like a hot god chick.
Yeah, they Canadians got a big time drinking problem and weed smoking problem.
Fuck, I don't understand. It's a beautiful country. It's such a beautiful country. There's so much forests. Why? I don't get it.
Well, I don't even know. I remember one of the other viewers made a video and he sort of came up with the idea of why the government was giving people alcohol or making it readily available. So they can get tax revenue on it because in Canada, for example,
Hmm.
there's a shitload of tax on alcohol and now that they are selling they have weed dispensaries, they can get tax revenue off that. But another benefit of it is that it makes you into a sort of like a gay retarded um, like uh, like effeminate Zombie.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Both of them do that. So then you're going to be easier to control. And and then you got all the media like movies like Animal House that's making drinking seem like the coolest thing ever.
Ah, right.
And
Did
with
you,
another thing with Canada is that there's hockey and a ritual after playing sports,
uh,
especially hockey, is getting like shit faced because there'll be there'll be like dad leagues like people after you like high school there'll be these little small hockey leagues that people will have. There'll be like 6 teams and they play like one game a week and they'll get like wasted afterward and every single week.
well, if it's once a week, um, fuck. Aren't Canadians like super nice even when they get drunk? Like they're not gonna come like fight you, right? They're like, hey, we're super nice, eh?
Uh, for the most part, they're not very violent, but I mean,
So
they're just fucking.
it's
They just act like I don't want to. I don't like being around drunk people. They're just fucking retards.
true, true, but isn't it true that Montreal, the French Canadians, are like the biggest assholes? Like they're just horrible.
That's what people say. Yeah. My brother he spent I don't know 5 or 6 weeks in Montreal. He hated it. Montreal's a really depressing place. It.
Damn.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to go to Toronto to understand. But if you ever played, I think it's called like Pokemon Gold or Silver, the second
Uh,
generation of Pokemon. When they came out with Dark Pokemon and Light Pokemon. All right, do you know what I mean? Or are you
uh-huh.
are you following? So, anyways, Montreal is like a dark version of Toronto because I drove there in 2024 and I was going through it and it was just fucking depressing. Like my spirit, I had a spirit debuff.
No, I mean, is it like a dark place, like cloudy or what?
Well, it's yeah. I mean, it was, but that's sort of like a day to day thing. But the architecture was really dark. It was old and grimy, and didn't really it felt like it was just in like a perpetual decline, not a
True.
happy place. I suppose every
If you,
city's kind of like that now because you got sort of immigrants and
yeah,
junkies.
yes. Man, if you come to Bulgaria, you're gonna fucking get some fucking mental damage, I'm telling you.
I think I don't think I'm gonna go to the Balkans. If I did visit a European country, there are countries that I like. Like I like maybe to see the people. Like I like the English. I like England.
No,
I mean
the
I'd probably
nature is very nice. It's
and
beautiful.
I'd probably go to northern Italy and then probably just Poland.
Hmm. Fuck, what was I going to say? What was I going to
But
say?
I probably wouldn't go to the Balkans. This guy I know a guy from North Macedonia and he says it's like he says that's the worst place in the Balkans. And the average salary is like 300 euro a month.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really poor country.
When he told me that I'm like, how could a white country be that poor?
They're a very small country. I think they're fucking Muslim or something, and they are constantly angry at Bulgaria. They're saying, "We're Macedonia. We're the real." I don't know what their deal is. Seriously.
I know there's lots of Muslims in Bosnia.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, they caught like the guy who was running a McDonald's branch. He was stealing water, so they finally McDonald's shut the whole. There's no McDonald's in Bosnia. Okay, they pulled out.
Where was he stealing water from? The lake?
No, he was stealing water from like the pipes from the ground from the municipality.
Oh.
Fucking running water.
Yeah, it's funny when you hear about these things about this really stupid theft.
Yeah, we
Uh,
actually used to do that. Like my uncle used to like connect to the power lines. He would like steal free electricity, shit like that.
Yeah. I mean,
People
lots
would
of
put
electricity gets
magnets.
wasted anyways.
True,
Uh,
true.
that's why people are like sort of breaking Bitcoin miners' balls. But there's so much energy that gets wasted, and then it's been rerouted into Bitcoin mining. And the miners will adjust depending on like the time of day, so that they're using power that would normally just get wasted.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was looking into getting a Bitcoin miner, but the the payoff is really slow. Like
It's
I
too
remember
late.
it was like 12,000 or 12,000 USD,
Yeah.
and the amount of money or amount of Bitcoin it would mine per day was like $15 worth,
Yeah.
something like that. It's like okay, but then there is I suppose you could turn your furnace off and then heat your house with that miner. So
I
that
mean,
way it could be
technically, yeah.
offsetting some of the cost, but I mean a furnace is still cheaper than 12,000 USD.
It's gonna be very wild. The Bitcoin miner is gonna be fucking wild as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point I'm probably not going to get a Bitcoin miner when I just have extra money, then I just buy some.
Frankly, to tell you the truth, I would just use people. I would like let's say you caught a gypsy. You caught a gypsy on your property. You actually can use it as a fertilizer. You can fucking terraform the fucking ground. You can grow mushrooms on him. It's fucking fertile. So you can actually fucking use them. You know. I don't want to go into detail, but it's actually
I don't have any gypsies in around. There's not really any gypsies in Canada. There's gypsy sort of adjacent people, but
yeah.
not quite the. You don't have the people lurking around the property trying to kill your turkey.
You can put them in the wall. You can actually put them in the wall.
Put them in the wall. You put them on a fucking treadmill that's turned off,
Yeah.
but it's hooked to some.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hooked to some sort of electrical unit, and they can power your house. Well, they could power your toaster when you want to heat up your bread.
I would rather power my house with like Ray Ripley's fear. When she feels fear, she generates like electricity. You know, just keep her in fear.
You're gonna have to get into the indie circuit and build your way up to the WWE,
Yeah.
and then you can have a match against her. It'll be like China versus
Yeah.
I don't know, but I remember China was in the men's division. My brother and I a while back were watching all the classic Royal Rumbles from like 1997 to 2004 because to me that's the best era of wrestling. Wrestling now, well WWE. I don't follow AEW. My friends do, but to me it's just like a dead. It's like a dead and never coming back sport or sports entertainment.
Uh huh. Well, AW is pretty good. There are some ways that like it's better than ever, and in other ways, it's Raw fucking sucks, for example.
Oh yeah,
But when you say that ugly women are the worst, actually, when you look, at pretty young women, they're usually the happiest. Wrestling chicks, they're fucking amazing. They're always like athletic. They have like cool hobbies. They're actually kind of cool. And so when I see like some pretty young girls in the park, I know they're not gonna piss me off because they're not careless. They're happy. They're having sex. They're getting attention. It's like okay, you know, and it's always regular women that like bitch and moan on Twitter, but like the wrestling women themselves, they always like your compliments. They respond like that. They're very happy.
yeah. Well, another thing is that um, these other women they're sort of divorced or they were never married. They're just living off the government, and so they don't need to be nice to men.
Yeah, yeah, like that's happening in America, I guess. Yeah, they kind of got
Well, in
the
Canada it's worse because we have even more like a higher proportion of people on state living off state largesse. You know, the GDP in Canada is estimated to be but 64% of it is government spending. So Canada doesn't even have a real economy.
hmm.
And about one
Is it
third of the people in Canada are are living are on the dole.
right? Is it true that Campbell's soup is like super expensive? Like the canned soup is like a luxury item?
Uh, some of the brands like Campbell's, But
For
if
the
you know if you want to be like sort of I don't know, you could get the no name stuff that's still cheap, but
right, right.
it's gonna give you heartburn. That's what I've
Damn.
noticed. Chicken noodle soup, terrible fucking
Hmm?
heartburn.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because your body signals like when I get a Dioner, when we used to get like food, I would get a Dioner, and you get like immediate itches on your wrist. You get like zits, you get like itchiness on your wrist, and you know you're being poisoned. But when I cook at home and I get the chicken, say, okay, I'm not getting like allergic reaction. That means it's not fucking toxic.
I wonder if it's just a coincidence because sometimes when I eat spicy food, my fucking head will get itchy, but it's like right after I've swallowed it. It could just be the sensation of the heat because
It
eventually
could be
it
that
goes away.
thing. It could be spices. You know.
Yeah. Well, apparently you don't really
Uh,
want to be eating overly acidic food because
yeah.
it
Yeah.
does damage to your cells. Like that's what chemotherapy is. It's very acidic. It's
Yeah.
about the same acidity as Coca Cola. So when people do chemotherapy, this doctor explained this to me. It was on BitChute because you can't find this stuff on YouTube.
Of course.
But it's like putting Coca Cola into your bloodstream. That's what chemotherapy is.
It's really brutal. It really is. And I do a hack where I will take some like sodium bicarbonate, a little satchel, just to like balance my shit out. If I let's say drink too much soda, you know, combat the acidity.
People take
Uh,
sodium bicarbonate as a performance enhancement thing because it helps you
yeah,
metabolize lactic acid.
yeah. I heard about that. The funny thing is, I actually recently found out that citric acid, like if you buy like a 7 Up, is actually less damaging than the usual phosphoric acid. You say, okay, I can actually buy the lemon soda. It's gonna be a little better in terms of acidity, you know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
yeah,
am
because the Coca
probably,
Cola like melts your teeth. You just
oh yeah,
I just know
Cocoa
it's bad.
is the worst.
Yeah.
I take like this hydroxyapatite 10% paste, smear it on my teeth when they're clean, just to like repair my shield, and I do it like twice a day. Otherwise, you're fucking done. If you don't, just leave the seat on your teeth. It fucking eats like brutal, man.
Yeah. Yeah, if I have something sweet like that, then I'll rinse my teeth off really good. But if it's bad, then I'll just brush my teeth, and I've got fluoride free toothpaste.
Yeah. Um, what I will probably just eventually just get one of these machines, just start making my own soda, because when you make the soda yourself, you can add like special acid, less acid. You can add flavors, whatever you want. I mean, you're the king. You don't need to put black coloring, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Some of these things you
And
see on there, it'll be like red red 5, green
yes,
3. Well, what the hell is that?
I mean, yeah, the red, they make it from bugs, and there's like it can fuck with your children's ability to learn. The yellow coloring.
What is that called? Tartrazine?
Atrazine was the red one, I think. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
actually made from bugs. They like crush bugs, so you're coloring from bugs.
That's why you can't if you're a vegan, you can't drink Fanta.
Remember when Bear Grylls would like always go like in the forest? He'll be like, "I'll eat some of these bugs to show you that you can get protein from bugs," and he shits himself. And he's like an SAS, and he still shits himself. Like the bugs are just uneatable. You will shit yourself.
Yeah.
Even like a trained soldier that has like a resistant, gut, and he gets like brutal diarrhea. You know,
He could have just picked a bad one. He picked a dung beetle. It's
like
covered in
have fun
shit.
with the chicken. Have fun with the chicken, bro.
Yeah. Eats some flies. I know this fucking I drove home my dad's Chinese friend from the airport. I'm never gonna do that again. As soon as he got in, I took my parents' car. Okay, because I don't want to drive my truck to freaking Mississauga. Okay,
Hmm.
Mississauga is a suburb of Toronto, but Mississauga is where Pearson Airport is. That's YYZ. If you've ever heard the Rush song, and if you haven't, don't go listen to it because Rush is gay. But
Hmm.
I picked him up from the airport. As soon as he gets in, I smell shit. So he didn't wipe his fucking ass properly. He's probably
Oh.
being a typical person, and wants to save on toilet paper, or he thinks that one wipe's good enough. So I smelled his shit, and then his breath was somehow worse than human shit. It was like a colony of maggots worked their they shit in his mouth. He swallowed it. Okay, his breath was so fucking bad. It was like the Grinch.
That's bad. That's bad.
And then the whole time, thankfully, I wasn't. I decided not to talk too much, and he wasn't talking, so it was good because then he had his fucking mouth closed. Good thing he's not a mouth breather, eh? And I remember we were going along the 401, driving back home, and he's like, I had my nicotine pouch in. Okay, it was exhausted, or it outlived its usefulness. So I threw it out the window onto the road. And he's like, "You'll get fined for that." Oh, I'm turned into an Indian, but he has like a. He's like, "What fine?" Dude, I'm stuck in Indian mode. But anyway, he's like, "You're gonna get a fine for that. You get a fine for that." Breaking my balls about the thing. It's like, you, too bad there isn't a fine for people that's like, I don't really smell good most of the time, but compared to him, I I smell like I smell like a candle, okay, a nice natural fucking smell, a nice natural candle that you get at like the health food store. So, anyways, it might not have been bat soup that started with COVID. It might have been fly soup or maggot asshole soup. That's what
I mean,
COVID
you
might
never
have been
know.
started. Yeah.
But you know how they used to weld their doors? Like some guy come and fucking starts welding your door so you can't leave. Holy shit.
What, the Chinese were welding their doors shut?
Yeah, the police comes and welds your door. Like they weld a fucking metal bar and your door. You can't even open your apartment. Or they come
Oh,
bringing you food. Like, yeah.
there's one way to maintain social distance. They just lock you in your
I
fucking
mean,
house. It's like, yeah, but you guys had to leave your house to go and do that job. That would
I
a
mean,
pile of shit. Were people in Bulgaria losing their fucking mind during the pandemic?
they were obsessed with like wanting to go to restaurants and partying. They were like breaking the fucking rules just to like go to a restaurant, having like a party. They were just obsessed, that they can't just,
That was
chillax.
people's main concerns. Like, I can't go to a restaurant. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, but what? Or and then they immediately line up and take their vaccine so they can go to the restaurant, or they can go
Yes,
to, like, Canadians were getting their COVID vaccine so they could go to Mexico.
we had, the worst part. We had a family friend who's like a electronics guy. He actually helped me build a microwave gun years ago. And I don't know shit. Like he was basically told me how to make it, like a child. And this guy, he had the vaccine so he can go to a Greek vacation for a week, and he died there. He died there, and then the doctor is like, I've never seen so much shit in his blood. Like it's fucking getting like gel out of his blood. That's like not normal. The doctor is like telling us the truth. You know.
Yeah, he got the good shit. Because I figured apparently there's about 3 million people dead in the U.S. from the vaccine, and so I assume worldwide it would probably be more like 20 to 30 million. And
It's not the only thing.
well,
It's
and then
not
there's some things like can
oxygen.
what's that?
The oxygen, they put you in a mask, they get the wrong volume of oxygen, and then you die because the virus grows in your lungs. You know.
Okay, I and so that's how the ventilators were killing people.
Right, exactly. The wrong volume of air. Some Bulgarians are like, I'm gonna give you,
Well, those people that come off the ventilator, their lungs are so weak anyways because the machine's blowing them up for them.
I mean, yeah, they basically fucking rot your lungs out.
they got paid for doing that though. They're just like, oh yeah, another COVID
Yeah,
death. They
yeah,
check
they actually
each
get.
box they check is an extra like $30,000.
Yeah, they get paid when they declare people dead from the virus.
Yeah, and then if you do that test, I can't remember what it's called, but you could basically find so you could find COVID in any person as long as you just cycled the test
Oh
enough
yeah,
times.
yeah. The test they found out that yeah, it comes out positive for nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Fucking hell.
it's sort of a humiliation ritual too because I remember I was sick and my brother was sick and my parents wanted us to take the nose swab. I didn't do it because
Don't
it's
do it.
just humiliating. And man,
Don't.
and then I found out later on that well, I told them right then I'm like, I don't need to put a swab in my nose to know that I'm fucking sick. And then later on, I found out that some of these there's like toxic particles on the swabs.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Mm. They found recently there was I don't know something about a vaccine or something, but they found fucking graphene, and I was talking today like, okay, what would graphene dust do inside you? And they're like, well, it basically shreds your fucking blood.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
because it's
you
like
know,
the particles are like razors.
yeah, like tiny micro razors fucking kills you on the inside, and it doesn't even come out when you die. It's like nobody's gonna come out.
That's what I remember this German scientist was talking about that. He like died mysteriously after he gave this speech. He died like a week later mysteriously and he was like 45.
Yeah,
And he like his the way that people sort of that's how they think that what fucked up all the soccer players is because it was going through the arteries, slicing them, and then the blood clots form, and they keep on
yeah,
building up and building up and building up until they have like a blockage in their arteries and in their capillaries of their lungs, and so they just can't uptake enough oxygen. So then their heart has to keep on working harder and harder and harder, and eventually wears itself out, and then their career's over or they're dead.
pretty much, yeah. And the trick has always been how do we do it so we can have like a plausible deniability, so it can be proven. That's the whole trick.
Well, I suppose that we're not going to know until like the year 2075 or something,
Same
and
shit.
uh, then they could just blame something else, like the clots. Oh, that's from. I remember even like the media. Obviously, the media is backing it up, but
Yeah,
the media was saying
yeah.
it's like, oh, you got if you're 12 years old, you could have a stroke. I mean, I suppose you could have a stroke, but I mean, generally, it's before 2021, 2022, it was pretty rare to even be worth mentioning. And but I remember seeing a newspaper article, and they were saying they were coming up with all these other things that could cause like a heart attack, and
Right.
one of them was one of them was fluffing the pillows and making the bed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. We had soccer players, like 25-year-old soccer players, just dying on the field, just dying mid-game, and I'm like, okay, this is not normal. It has never. They're saying it happens all the time. No, it has not happened before. I would have remembered. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. People that are in like prime physical condition don't generally have
Yeah.
heart issues.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Uh,
people there's people talk about like if they say that if the information ever comes out about these things, it's like yeah, but it's like it's apparent to anybody that just turns on the fucking TV. Okay, but then they believe the media over what they see. Like don't believe your lying eyes. That's what the media will tell you, or the CNN will tell you. But I think if there was going to be a revolution because of the pandemic or some other thing, the Iran war or the economies and the shit, I think it would have already happened. But most people have just been zombified by like the from all of the sort of propaganda and the sort of subliminal messaging throughout the years. That's just turned them into like a retarded fag.
I actually found the missing link. You're gonna be fascinated. You ask, why Balkan people, why Bulgarians are so fucking different. I found the link. Bulgaria, turns out, especially my town, is the highest town for heart-related deaths and also respiratory problems. So we found out all these Bulgarians, when they're drilling all the time, they never wear a mask. The fucking dust, the fucking sand, silica, all this shit, they never wear masks. They get retarded. Basically, they become retarded.
Yeah.
And then from the trauma, from being assholes to each other, they also kind of become like zombies from the fucking trauma. And they're also fucking poisoned. So you have like a nation of retards walking around. And they're basically zombified. Like they're walking zombies. Their lungs are fucking scarred. And, the hearts, I don't fucking even know at this point.
There's lots of boomers, especially. They're too tough for PPE.
Exactly.
Okay,
Exactly.
like a ventilator, you don't want to be a fucking pussy. All right, and so the guys are painting with their I remember there's this auto shop in town. You can just smell oil based paint in the outside of the shop. It's so fucking strong, and the clerk or whatever, the parts guys, they're inhaling that all fucking day.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the guys in the shop might be wearing something, but they're still getting the shit on their skin. Okay, and maybe they're like, I remember my friend. He's one of the. He has a boomer brain. He'd be one of the guys that's like, yeah. You say it can be absorbed through the skin. He'd be like, eh. I remember telling him because he used to like spray pesticides all the time for his job, especially Roundup. And he's like, I told him about how dangerous Roundup is. He's like, oh, the lethal dosage is like you'd have to drink like a cup of it. It's like, yeah, but what about the accumulated micro dosage of it? And he didn't have a response for that. Apparently, that never crossed his mind. But lots of old guys are too tough for PPE. Like my customer only he does sandblasting and painting, like powder
Oh,
coating.
oh boy.
And only recently did he upgrade his shop. So like he starts wearing he has like a hazmat suit on and a ventilator and whatever. He's all
As he
covered up,
should.
and he also changed the sand that he was using because the other stuff was full of silicates, and they're like
Yeah.
you inhale those, they cause a bunch of micro tears in your lungs, which causes
Yes.
scar tissue. It never heals, and so now you
Yes.
can barely fucking breathe.
That's the thing. You think when you use grout, when you do your tiles, you use mortar, you use grout. That shit micronized silica, perma damage. It starts to make like macrophages, starts to make like little tumors and shit. Perma damage, bro.
Yeah,
It gets even fucking worse. Like the FFP2 is like the minimum, the fucking minimum. Even when I'm doing the cat sand, I got like new sand that's like less dusty than the other one. It's still fucking dusty, but basically I put on a mask when I do the cat sand.
yeah, because some
Um,
of that cat sand is really fucking fine.
it is. There's always the fine particles. They stay in the air for. I actually saw them with my eyes because I used the phone light to light up the air, and I saw them. It goes like a smoke. It stays for like 20 to 30 minutes. It's fucking nightmare.
You need an
Uh,
exhaust fan installed, maybe.
well, no, but I have an air purifier. I know how to do it. You can spray the air, for example, let's say with water. Um, it is very funny because some of the stuff, when you turn them into like a micronized sand, and it's in the air, it actually bypasses your liver. So if it gets in your lungs, it immediately goes in your blood, in your brain. If it's like a medicine, it will bypass your fucking liver, enter at once. Okay, it becomes very fun very quick.
Huh.
Uh, so for example, let's say you have Viagra. Let's say I want to play a prank on Rhea Ripley, and I put like 2 spoons of micronized, Viagra pills, very pulverized with a coffee grinder. She walks in, she starts fucking walking around, starts inhaling it. Her penis gets fucking huge, you know, because it enters, bypasses the liver. Just get it at once, basically.
So you're telling me if I want to take my oral steroids, I have to chop it up really fine, and then I should just snort it?
I mean, as you can see, some mafiosos, they want to be tough guys. They snort, cocaine and stuff.
Yeah,
But it is stupid because it bypasses your liver. Now you're getting fucking direct brain damage. You
yeah.
know.
Well, and there's the
And
fillers in it too, because these pills have something to keep it solid.
yes,
Although
and mouth.
I do have pure Anadrol. I might have that. Uh,
Nice.
I'm not gonna
Nice.
snort it though. That probably like just fucks your lungs too.
Now, when I look at like SSRIs, the antidepressants that they prescribe to American women just like candy, I'm like, dude, that stuff, I would use it as a weapon. What are you talking about taking it for?
Yeah,
For example, there are certain meds that if I poison you with them, you will feel so depressed. It's like perma damage. Your brain doesn't restore. You feel depressed, and you just end up killing yourself. You just imagine you're poisoned by a scarecrow and you're just permanently depressed, and there's no fixing it. You just feel like killing yourself every day. Imagine that.
I'm trying to think of like SSRIs don't really the way that they work is they sort of make you apathetic, so you don't. The thing is that you feel less depressed, but you don't really have the ability to be happy.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
was
You
I
become
because I
like
took
this.
fluvoxamine for 2 weeks and I didn't like the way that it made me feel.
Ah,
And because if you have high serotonin like for a sustained period of time, like 9 months, then your brain it causes neurogenesis in your brain, so you start making new neurons. And so that's what I was taking it
hmm,
for. But after 2 weeks, I'm like, fuck this shit. And then there's all like the terrible side effects, like it numbs your penis because they prescribe paroxetine. Yeah, I think it's what's called paroxetine, which is another SSRI. But all of them do this, where it like numbs your sexual organ. And some people they take it one time and then they're like sort of asexual for life. But another thing that it does is it weakens your bones because it has something that it messes around with like the osteoblasts or something like that, like or calcium absorption. That's also
huh?
what Ozempic does. Ozempic's a hell of a drug. It, it and another thing, I watched this podcast and the guy was talking about what these things do, but Ozempic sort of the way that it works is it blocks a certain frequency of light from entering your eyes, or
That's
and
crazy.
then it activates the leptin receptor, and leptin is the thing that makes you feel satiated. But
Huh?
it it's well, anyways, I have to rewatch the things basically what I need to do so I have a better idea and I can explain this better. But I don't really I don't know anybody that's on those, especially Ozempic. Like, could you be more of a pussy? Is it really that hard? I remember my customer was telling me that she's like, I basically she's like, I want to lose weight, but without trying.
Yeah, there's Adele, the singer Adele, and did this new country guy called Jelly Roll. He took fucking Ozempic. He fucking suddenly loses a lot of weight. Looks fucking thin as fuck. His skin is fucking hanging.
Yeah, yeah. I remember what the guy this scientist said about Ozempic. It's kind of like if you started your car up and then you welded the exhaust pipe shut.
It's the same crazy shit with the fucking bottling. Women, they're like, some salons are importing like illegal botulinum injections, Botox. And one wrong move, man, one wrong move, that Botox going in your fucking blood, it's gonna kill you on the fucking spot. It's gonna paralyze you.
Yeah, I remember somebody was oh they inject Botox for migraines because I think what they do is they inject it into the neck and then it's sort of it'll give the person less tension in their neck, so then it'll sort of relax the blood vessels in that area, And
I mean,
I
yeah,
thought that was crazy. They're using Botox for fucking migraines now. There's people that put Botox into their penis because then it gives it a
dude.
bigger hang size. So gay guys do that. So when they're at the beach and they're in their speedo, they look fucking huge.
Yeah, actually, a lot of wrestling girls get like butt implants. Like you don't know it, but it's like, oh shit, she actually it has a fake ass. It's like it's really big. It's like, yeah, it's fake.
Some of those just look fucked. I think when I was at the powerlifting competition, there's one girl that might have had one of those because the
Yeah.
proportions they weren't like super off where the ass is sticking out like a foot like Kardashian, but it was still like she looked like a fucking racehorse.
Yeah, they do it for fucking attention. I don't fucking know. The girls who go to the gym and they don't go squatting, it's fucking disgusting. It really is. You know, gym girls.
Yeah, they pretty much. I think they might actually be the worst. I know this one guy. He decided that he was going to go back to school to meet girls. He's around my age, and he went to I think South Dakota, and he messaged my other friend. And he's like, every girl here is ugly, but then this other guy told me he's like, yeah, but he wants a girl that's like a gym thought as a girlfriend because he's under
Mm.
the assumption that basically if you're dominant enough, okay, and if you fuck her really hard, then you can just brainwash a woman a woman into being anything you want her to be.
No. No. That shit only works if you're like a serial killer, if you're like the jackal. Then she might, tolerate you,
If you're,
you know.
yeah. Well, I mean, apparently 75% of men in prison have a girlfriend on the outside.
Exactly.
So basically, you
Exactly.
should just be a sociopath. And
Yeah.
if you're having trouble getting laid, just like lose your conscience. Okay.
I mean, the first thing you should do when you meet a woman is gonna be just like, I've been to prison, for raping a woman. I like, killed someone with a knife, and she just immediately like, I can change you, I can fix you.
Yeah. There's something mystical about the vagina that makes someone grow a conscience. That's really. It's. I mean, that's sort of the fault of fathers and mothers.
I
Because I
don't
mean,
know.
if you have a dad that's worth a damn, he's gonna tell you.
Yeah,
You won't. That thought won't even come in your head that be. You're gonna be able to fix somebody up that's a criminal.
yeah. I mean, um, I had this woman at work. She was 42 when I was, let's say now she's like 46 or something. So she's like older than me. And I was feeling attracted to her. But then, once I get fired and I see what she posts on LinkedIn, and she looks like Cameron Diaz. So she's a very attractive woman for a fucking 42-year-old. But then you look like she like grew up like her grandma was like Russian or something. She was watching Russian television. She likes like Russian music, Russian movies, and it's imagine getting married to a woman. She's got like mints in the house. Like she doesn't have chocolate. She just has fucking mints. You'll go fucking insane. It's like, like Family Guy, Brian. What do we have? Candy. We have mints. Fuck.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like mint chocolate like after eights. I don't know if you guys have those, but the candies like the peppermints, my
Yeah.
grandmother would have those, and
Exactly. Exactly.
that those suck. And I also
Yeah.
don't like Werther's caramel candies. I don't know why old people like those so much.
That's the joke. Like if I have mints, I'll fucking go like become a killer. Um. And the thing that I actually was pissed me off about her, like she laughed at astrology, like she didn't believe in astrology. I believe, like a fucking I believe in astrology. She's like laughing.
She's like the only
Uh,
woman that you'd run into that doesn't believe in astrology.
yeah, probably. I'm like, but don't you understand that Mercury retrograde can actually, make problems in, you know, speaking and shit. She's like, no.
This I went on a date with this girl, and she thought that we were like meant to be together in a way.
Nice.
She didn't quite say it like that, but it's because we were both Virgos, and the the sort of match, the sort of chemistry with between two Virgos is 95%. That's what she said.
Okay.
That's what she said. I don't know about these things.
So Ray Ripley is a Libra. She's a Libra. Okay. Well, I am Gemini, the best zodiacal sign. You just know. You just know. Man, oh man.
So Libra is the scales.
Libra, Libra sign. Yeah, it's a scales. Yeah.
Yeah, I might
She
have. I feel like because because with these dating apps, I would just always put it in there that I'm a Virgo. It seems like that could be the worst thing if you're a guy because a Virgo's a woman.
I guess women would have like why are you a Virgo?
Because I'm gay. That's what people at the gym. They're like, "What's with the cowboy boots?" I'm like, "I wear the cowboy boots because I'm a faggot." They're not expecting that because they're expecting an excuse. I'm like, "Oh well, I mean, later." Then I tell them, I'm like, "These are my squat shoes." But I just say that, and that sort of disarms them. Because another thing
Yeah.
is that's exactly what I say. Because people are not expecting you to be that vulgar in public.
I just love creepy women. Just like, what's the creepiest shit I can say to a woman just to see how she gets like, uh, just like starts talking about poison. Like, hey, can I keep some poison in your house? Just start talking about, like super creepy shit.
Yeah. Like
Uh,
when I put this, like, don't ever look in it. Don't even open up. Don't definitely don't. If you do open up, don't breathe in it. So if you're gonna open it up, make sure you're holding your breath. But
yeah.
other than that, you shouldn't have an issue.
Yeah, exactly. I always, when I ask the AI what I can send to the therapist's house, and I always post it, I tag her so she can see it. Now I'm like, okay, can I send her like a biological, yogurt. No, the FDA is gonna intercept it. You're gonna go to jail. You can't send her yogurt. I'm like, come on. What's the big deal?
You gotta send her a telegram.
Yeah. Can I send her like a solid cube of manganese? Shit like that. Precursors.
I don't know. I never really felt like the. I mean, sometimes when I felt like, uh, well, for me, I never really like. I'll do trolls, but they won't be like big troll jobs on people. But
Hmm.
I'll never try and get someone online. I think I've never had someone piss me off enough where I want to like destroy them. But then I have fantasies where like, well, if I was omnipotent or if I had connections to some sort of Sicilian mafia family, then maybe I'd do this. But remember, these are just fantasies, Canadian
Right.
government, so don't even think about it. Okay, I have no connections to any uh, any any mafia or triads or anything like that. I'm just a square.
The weird thing is, she came on my live stream once, anonymous, and said, okay, somebody comes on my live stream. She's like, you want Rhea Ripley to step on you, starts asking me questions. Do you want her to step on you? Do you want her to cage you? Some shit like that. Do you want her to put you in chastity? And the conversation went into like me saying that I like taking bathtubs. She's like, the anonymous person is like, that's for children. I take showers, bathtubs are for children. I'm like, you see why people don't like you? I wouldn't marry you because I can't take a bathtub because you're calling me a child. And she's like fucking taking showers, staying up like a fucking soldier. She's a millionaire.
Well, do you do a bubble bath?
Yeah, I just, when I go to the hotel, because I never had the bathtub here. So when I go to a hotel and I lay in the bathtub and just, look at YouTube videos. And it was so fucking cool. Just fucking lay down in the water, pretend I'm a monster, just fucking ooh, ooh. And to replay, that's childish, you know.
Well, if you
And she
got
was
like
really,
a rubber ducky and a battleship
yeah,
floating in there with
yeah.
you, and you threw in a bath bomb, then maybe that would be a little childish.
I would do it. I would fucking do it. But Rhea Ripley, she'll get the ick. She wants to fucking take showers like a man. She wants to wash her pee pee like a man.
Oh, anyways, I think what are we? We're almost 2 hours in, and so what do you want me to do? I've got the way I'm recording now because I stopped playing Diablo 2 because it's hard for me to that game's too involved. Well, for me, I mean, if any other person would be able to play that game and talk, but I've got OBS recording right now, and I've got a block of me. So I don't know if you were recording or doing something, or then you could put a block of you beside it, or but
Right.
um, I can just upload the video to my
I mean,
channel, and then
just
are
support
you
it
recording on your
21.
end?
I guess I'll put like a podcast on my channel too. You just do your own thing, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I'll put a link to
Fine.
your stuff anyways. So I'm gonna call it "Interview with a Vampire," like the movie.
I'll come up with a name. I'm sure I'll come up with a name. I'll link you. Everything's done. All
Okay.
right, Mr. Bucktorch. We actually had an amazing time. I think we had an amazing time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was interesting. It was interesting. I've wanted to do a podcast. I remember I sent a video. There's the Macedonian guy. I've sent him a few of your videos. He's like, "This is
Oh
gold,"
yeah.
especially the one that I edited where you're Mr. X. That one's
What
pretty
did he
good.
say? Or what did the Macedonian say?
Oh, he's like it's like gold. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he likes me. Okay, okay. All right, Mr. Bucktorch. I'll leave you alone for the night. We talk for 2 hours. We don't need to catch a break, and we'll talk again soon. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
Have a great night.
Yeah. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.